Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. I got a little message I want to share with you, very short. But before I do that, I want to do something that I don't usually do. I'd like to offer in some form a prayer that says something like, God, please, please help people. Please, God, please help change to come. Help change to come so that people can have their own stuff. Please, God, help change to come so that people can have their own stuff. For there is no evil like that which comes from those that you ask of. They put you down, they have no respect for you, and they think they are right. And you are wrong and stupid, and they want to control you as you are nothing. Please help me and help me to help others that go through this type of treatment, ignorance and hate. This prayer I pray in the name of everything that exists. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you about America not so Christian. Well, now, when I say that, I got to justify that, right? We know that Republicans are for Trump. Now, what does Trump represent? Trump tells you that he represents everything that's absolutely fantastic and wonderful. And I'm sure in his mind he does. But according to the observation that others receive, they interpret it as him being a liar, a cheat, a thief, a racist, a bigot, a hater, and potential murderer. That's how, at least not all people, but most of the people in America see him, who thinks that he's all of that. But this is how they see him. And what does this represent to those that see him as this? It represents Satan. It represents evil. It represents the devil. Now, at least they got evidence about the cheating, about the lying, about the stealing, about the hatred, they got evidence for that. Now, if that is the character of Satan, the character of the devil, then if the shoe fits. Now, Democrats, they are not much better. They always champion being more compassionate, more loving, more caring. And just by my observation, compared to what I just got through describing, they are. But what does they, the Democrats, represent? They represent not just that more people will benefit in their society than in Trump's society, but that in Trump's society and in their society, there's pain, there's suffering, there's crime, there's violence, there's hatred, there's racism and bigotry. There's terror. So these two negatives are the same. So you ask yourself, what is it that wants anyone to choose either of these parties? Unless it's either that you benefit from it, either one, whatever you're looking for, as long as you benefit from it, because no one wants to be at the other end. So that's kind of strange to me. That offers some strange stuff to me because I just can't understand why the rest of the people, or all of the people who want to have a wonderful life. I wonder if everybody could hear me right now and I said, who wants to have a wonderful life? Raise your hand. I believe everybody would raise their hand. I might be wrong. If I asked everybody who are living, if there's anything that you have that you would love to be about, that you would love to do as a career, something that you would love to contribute in this life, and I ask you if you do, raise your hand, I believe everybody would raise their hand. And then if I ask everybody the same question, is there any amongst you that would love to be able to live happily and joyously? I believe everybody would raise their hand. If I asked if you wanted to live in peace, I believe everybody would raise their hand. I asked if you wanted to be free. I believe everyone would raise their hand. And I say, if you wanted to live your dreams, if you want to stop dreaming, but start living that dream, I believe everybody would raise their hand. I asked if everybody would have food, clothing, and shelter. Everybody would say, of course we would. I'd say if you have education and health care, they'd say unlimited and unrestricted. And I'm thinking, wow, this is what everybody in the world wants. Everybody in the world wants this. But is Trump offering that? What is you just got through listening to what he is offering. You got through listening to what Satan, the devil, and evil is offering. Not only you got a chance to see what a little lesser of a devil was offering. And you got a chance to compare the outcomes. And in each outcome, there would be some with some and some without. Either way, Republicans or Democrats. And bottom line, there would be pain and suffering. All of that. Both sides. And you're arguing and fighting about which one of these you want. What's wrong with people like that? It's okay if you don't know any better. It's okay. But when you think about what you want, and someone has told you to respect others as you would have others respect you, that tells you that they got the right to have what they want too. And when you know that the resources aren't yours, the resources come from a power that you can't see, then you know you can't put your hands and tie nothing up. You know that. And now you realize that what you do, what you have decided as a career is necessary to participate in that process of creating what you all the people have just determined that you want. And now you realize that since everybody want it and everybody what's the word? Everybody need it, desire it, how can you accommodate that? Well, you might have a thinker amongst you that will say something like, cooperate, work together. This is what you want the outcome to be. Design it. Design it. You already got everything you need except that design to make sure everybody have access to it. Because the resources are there, you are here, the work is there, it's ready to do it. Reservoir got enough, nobody would ever be missing anything. Now, does Donald Trump want that? Does his people want that? Is this what a liar wants? What about the Democrats? Do the Democrats want this? Do they want to erase the poverty? Do they want to erase the crime and violence? Do they? Because what I just got through describing to you is what Jesus would want. It is what they who call themselves Christians, this is what their representative would want. Nobody to suffer from food and clothes or lack of anything. This is thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Now, who amongst you on the Donald Trump side, who amongst you in the Democratic side will stand up for Jesus and say that the hell that we've been living in is not going to be anymore because you're going to represent Jesus? And I ain't talking about trying to punish anyone. I'm not talking about trying to punish. I'm not trying to talk about shooting people. I'm not trying to oppress people. I'm talking about standing up for what's right. Standing up for what's right and exposing that ugly stuff for what it really is. And show people the way to live, to lift up love. That's what I'm talking about. How many of you can do that? How many of you can even dare do that? You got to separate yourself, my friends, from yourself if it ties you in bondage. If your love is just that limited, then you're supposed to be someplace with Putin or the Xi, whatever the guy name in China. You need somebody telling you when to poop. No, my friends, I'm talking about freedom. I'm not talking about black people being under bondage of white people who think they're better, or white people being under bondage of black people because they are the original people, or men being over women because they think God made them first or made them head. No, we're talking about people being happy and thrilled with life. Why? Because that's what God is. Ain't nobody putting in no one under bondage. We're talking about freedom, my friends. And you got to stop seeing things the way you've always seen them. You got to start looking. You got to start hoping. And sometimes it's not outside yourself. You got to look inside yourself and start seeing that which is better. And keep yourself in mind, because that will be your guide. I'm going to leave it right there for now. Until next time, my friends, this is your spokesman. This is your advocate for basic human rights, which are those rights that are guaranteed to every human being that comes in a human being means in a body, on this earth, during this day, during these times, and there to set you free. Goodbye.